Hey guys, Bjorn20 back again. Well, Nintendo's E3 Direct was today. Actually, it was yesterday because it is midnight right now. Actually, after midnight. I just got home from work. And that's the reason why I'm uploading this video late, because I didn't really get a chance to, talk about what I thought about E3. And of course, I got to do that. Because boy, oh boy, is there a lot to talk about. Normally, I only talk about Nintendo, but I'm actually going to talk about Sony and Microsoft a little bit. Not too much, but let's just jump right into it. Okay, Microsoft had theirs first, and I watched some of it yesterday. Actually, most of it, because there was nothing on TV that time, and it was right before I went to work, so I was like, oh, let's see what Microsoft is going to bring to the table. So I'm watching it, and they mentioned that there's a new Xbox 360 remodel again that you can buy, and yada, yada, yada. They showed some Xbox 360 games. They're all basically, every game is basically a first-person shooter. They showed, okay, then they get to the Xbox One, and I'm sitting here wondering, like, are they going to make an announcement that the rumors that we all hear about, they're actually not rumors. It's been confirmed that the Xbox One will not play used games. Like, once you buy a new game, it installs it to the hard drive or whatever, and you can only be played on that system. You cannot, like, if your friend comes over and says, oh, can I borrow that game? Normally you're like, oh yeah, go ahead, borrow it. But no, now you actually, for those guys that don't like to lend out their games, now you have a reason. Well, you can't have it. It's only playable on my system, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. That is downright stupid. There's things you just don't do to a game system, and that's one of them. Make it to where you can't play used games. I mean, now you can't buy used games at GameStop. All these mom and pop shops that sell nothing but used games, they basically just got rid of Microsoft entirely out of their stores, because the new games you ain't gonna be able to sell. The used games anyways. And I guess that's what Microsoft wants. They're money hungry. They just want people to buy new games from them. They don't want people, just buying used games to get it cheaper. But I can understand you want to make as much money as you can, but you know how many people are probably not going to buy the Xbox One now just because they can't play used games? And if that's not, that's not even the worst part. You have to be connected online all the time to play your Xbox One. Say your internet goes out for like a day or so, and you want to play like, a game, a first-person shooter, obviously, because that's really all Xbox has. And you want to play it, you really can't play it because your internet's out, and you don't even want to play online, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense. You need to be connected online even though you're not going to play online. It always wants to have you online. And what's really creepy about this whole thing is the Kinect, I hear, is on all the time. The Xbox Kinect, comes with the Xbox One, and it's always on. Like, you can't, I don't know if you can turn it off, I hear it's always on. It's like, that's borderline, you know what, that's not borderline, that's downright creepy. That's really, really weird. And then they didn't deny any of that at all. And matter of fact, we know they didn't because Sony made fun of them for it. And I'll get onto that later, but it was just, I don't want people to think I'm an Xbox hater and, oh, he's a Nintendo fanboy. Of course he's going to say bad stuff about Microsoft. No, and I'm not trying to start a console war or nothing, but even if you're an Xbox fan out there, I'm talking to the Xbox fans right now, you 360 fans out there, you Microsoft lovers out there, you can't defend it. I mean, you know what you've seen, you know what you've heard the price. I mean, it's like $500 for the system. The Sony PS4 is a whole $100 cheaper, so it was another kick to Microsoft right there. Sony just dominated them. And I think Nintendo dominated both of them, but, of course, I'm going to say that because I love Nintendo. But Sony had a strong showing, I thought. Microsoft had, it was almost embarrassing, in my opinion. That's what I think. I seen it. I saw nothing. I seen nothing at all. It's just really, I don't know. And the funny thing is, I went and read some of the blogs and everything else, everyone complaining. Someone said, go and type in www.xboxdone.com, like xboxdone.com, and see what you get. So I typed it in just for laughs, and it brings you to Amazon to pre-order the PlayStation 4. And I thought that was hilarious. I don't know if Sony's behind that, or just there's a Sony fanboy out there that like just thought it was funny to do that. But yeah, type it in. At least it was last night. I don't know if it's still like that or not, but last night if you typed in www.xboxdone.com, it took you to pre-order a PS4. But it was pretty, I don't know. I laughed, but I feel bad for the Xbox fans out there, because I feel sorry for you. Not to be able to buy used games, always have to be online. I mean, there's people that don't even, I know it sounds hard to believe, but there's actually people out there that still do not have internet. So you just took all those people out of the equations. Now they can't buy your system. Congratulations. Sony, I didn't watch too much of them, but they did, from what I hear, they had a pretty strong showing. What I did see is they actually uploaded to YouTube, and they actually showed this at E3, a 22-second trailer of how to share your games on the PS4. And what did they show? They just showed a guy. It was really, really geniusly done. It was hilarious. There was just a guy that says, "Here you go." And he was like, "Thanks." And that was it. And then Sony went on to say, after they showed that trailer, like, yes, you can share your games with your friends. You don't have to pay any fees. They basically just slapped Microsoft across the face and made them look bad. And they really didn't even have to, because they made themselves look bad. But I thought it was funny. I think Sony really, really took charge in front of Microsoft. And now Nintendo came along. The next day, Nintendo came along and smacked them both in the face, in my opinion. All right, let me just get on with it to say, yes, it was a live stream, and it wasn't technically, to me, a stream, because it was recorded a day earlier. So they said it was live, but it wasn't really live. They recorded it. It was really laggy. Anyone that watched it, like when it first went live, it was really laggy. It kept buffering. It was really hard to watch. And I know it wasn't just me, because I've seen people in the chat all saying the same thing. It really made me mad. So I actually watched it again after it was over on YouTube when they uploaded it, so I can watch it without all the pauses and stops. But all right, so basically it starts up. They talked about Pokemon X and Y for the 3DS, and if anyone's wondering, I'm looking down at this I took a little notes of the stuff that I care about anyways, but I don't really care about Pokemon X and Y. I'm just telling you this because that's how they opened it up. And I was like, oh gosh, I don't really care about Pokemon. I'm not a big Pokemon fan. I hope they don't talk too much about this. But they kind of sped through it, and there was like a new feature with that game where it's almost like you're interacting with your Pokemon, almost like Nintendo dogs, where you can like pet them and like get more personal with them. And I guess it's cute and everything for little kids out there, but obviously a hardcore gamer ain't going to be playing that. But all right, then they went ahead and showed a new 3D Mario game for the Wii U called Super Mario 3D World. And at first when they showed it, I thought it was like a 3DS game. I thought maybe it was like Super Mario 3D Land for the 3DS, and it was like a sequel to it. And it kind of is, but it's on the Wii U. Obviously, it's not in like real 3D because it's not on the 3DS, but the way they made the environments and everything, it really does kind of look like the 3DS, the way that was set up. And to me, that's a good thing, and it's a bad thing because I didn't care too much for Mario 3D Land. It kind of messed with me a little bit because in a Mario game, I like to go through it real smooth and real fast and fluid. And with a game kind of like that, the way it's all 3D, you can't do that. But it looked cool, and it showed off like a new cat suit that you can be, where you can climb walls and scratch your enemies and stuff like that. That looks all fun and dandy, but it does look like it's going to make the game a little bit on the easy side, being able to scale walls. And if you've seen the trailer, they actually showed Cat Mario climb to the top of the flagpole. Like, you no longer even have to worry about jumping to the flagpole. You can just climb to the top of the flagpole, which I thought was really weird because normally, as soon as you touch the flagpole, that's it. But I guess not in this game. Besides that, the game looks awesome. You can actually play as Princess Peach, Luigi, of course Mario, or one of the Toads, and it's actually 4-player multiplayer, which is really nice. And I'm actually happy that you can play with Peach because she actually floats a little bit when she jumps. They basically play just like they did in Super Mario Bros. 2, the American version, not the Japanese version, but yeah, they play basically the same. Princess Peach hovers a little bit. Luigi does a crazy little jumpy thing. Mario is just the average, person, and Toad can run faster, I guess. But yeah, it looks like a sweet game. Obviously, I'm going to buy it. I love Mario, so I was really happy to see that. Then they show one of the games. This is the game I was really looking forward to the most, and that was Mario Kart 8. I really like the logo. It's just Mario Kart and it has like an 8 with like a track looking like the figure 8. And I like the logo. I love what I seen in the gameplay. Which was really weird, watch it again, I'm sure you guys seen it, but the tracks are sideways and it looks like the wheels transform. At first I thought it was going to be like Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing, where your vehicle's going to constantly transform into like a ship or to like a hoverboat or whatever, but that wasn't the case. It was just the wheels kind of go sideways and you go on the wall, like on the side of the wall, and sometimes even upside down it looked. And it's kind of weird how that controls, because I hope that doesn't kind of make it hard to control. Hopefully when you're like on the wall or going upside down, the camera angle flips for you so it still looks like you're driving, straight, so you can actually control the game good. So I don't know, it looks interesting. They did mention that out of all the Mario Karts they've ever made, this one is going to have the most, and they really stress this, the most internet online capabilities. And I really don't know what that means, because Mario Kart Wii, you could already play with your friends, up to 12 players online. You could make friend rooms. You could, you could play battle mode. You could already pretty much do everything on Mario Kart Wii, and this one is going to surpass that with the online features. So it's really going to be cool to see what they can do. It'd be cool if maybe they add like maybe some type of chat room thing, and like when you have a friend room, not just pre-made messages, but actually like a chat, because now you have the gamepad and you can type in messages really easily. So hopefully it's really sophisticated like that, and that would be awesome. The game already looks awesome. They brought back the bikes. It's pretty much all Mario Karts wrapped into one, and I can't wait to play it. Actually, we can play it because that's one of the games that they announced that's going to be playable at Best Buy. So sadly, I don't live close enough to one to go, but if you do, try it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, then they showed Wii U Party, or Wii Party U, or whatever that is, and then they showed Wii Fit U. They didn't really show too much of it. All they said was that they were delayed to later in the year, which, who really cares? I mean, no one really is watching E3 to see Wii Party U or Wii Fit U, so who cares about that? Then they kind of showed something about, they really liked how everyone was real clever drawing on Miiverse, and, if you got to think about it, to do some of those drawings people do on Miiverse, it's taking them hours just to draw, and it's like, that's a lot of wasted time. But I guess if you like to draw, you like to draw, and they got good news for you, because they're going to update Miiverse, I guess, and give us like colored pencils from what I heard. And there's actually going to be a new game that's called like, it's a new Art Academy game that they're going to come out, and it's supposed to have a lot of features that people can draw. And if you're an artist, which I am not, I'm sure you're really excited about it, but I'm not really good at drawing, so I honestly really don't care. Then they showed like Bayonetta 2, and everyone's really excited about the Wonderful 101, and they keep talking about it. I just can't get into it. I don't know why. It just doesn't look like a game that I'm going to be into at all. It just doesn't look like my kind of game. But man, they really do. They're like pounding that in your head, like Wonderful 101. They just keep talking about it. Not necessarily at E3, but it seems like I've seen so many trailers for that game. I'm kind of sick of it. But I guess people are excited about it. I don't see it, but whatever. Then they show Donkey Kong Country Returns Tropical Freeze, and I about flipped out. I love Donkey Kong games because, one, I love side-scrollers, and two, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, I mean, it's just downright fun. I mean, the original Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo still goes down as one of my favorite Super Nintendo games ever made. So the fact that, I mean, I know a lot of people think, oh, there was already a Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii. Looks like the same exact game. I watched the trailer again. It's not the same exact game. Did you see the graphics? They're sick. The minecart levels, the way the camera angles are, I had to watch it over and over again because I was like in awe. I was like, my mouth was just dropped. I could not believe. I mean, to play a Donkey Kong Country game in full HD on a powerful machine, it's just going to feel really good. I know people think it feels like more of the same, but then again, we can go to Microsoft and, Sony, their games are basically the same games reused over and over again too. I mean, how many Call of Duties are you going to have? How many Halos are you going to have? I mean, come on, they're basically the same game with a different map. at least with a side scroller like Donkey Kong Country and Mario and stuff like that, you can change the level design. You can make it harder. It's just downright fun every time. So Donkey Kong Country Returns Tropical Freeze. I can't remember what the release date on it. I think it was later actually this year. So that is really good news. Sorry, this video is getting pretty long, but I just want to tell you guys what I thought about everything. They didn't mention one more last game, and this game everyone was super, super excited about. And going into watching the E3 of Nintendo, I was not excited about it at all. And of course, we're talking about Super Smash Brothers. I played the crap out of it on the GameCube, the Super Smash Brothers Melee. I played the crap out of it on the Wii, Super Smash Brothers Brawl. So I guess I'm kind of burned out on Smash Brothers. So I kind of was like, I don't really care. But then once I saw the trailer, I immediately just wanted to play the game right here, right now, and it looks amazing. That's another one of those things where I had to keep going back in the video and watching it over and over again. Go back if you did not catch it and look at Link's face and his hair and just everything about Link. I mean, for some reason I was drawn to him, and I'll probably be using him most of the time. Normally I switch off between Link and Mario, and this time the way they have Link's face and his features of his face and his hair, so you can see every grain in his hair and the way it blows in the wind. I'm just not used to seeing Link look like that at all. It looks amazing, and that's what's really sad is they didn't show like a new Zelda game trailer for like the Wii U. I guess it's too early in development. They did show like some more of Wind Waker and stuff, but that's just a remake of an old game. I wanted to see like a new Wii U exclusive Zelda game, like full HD. I just wanted to see it so bad, but I guess this gives me a little taste of what Link could look like because he looks amazing. Just amazing in the Super Smash Bros. Game for the Wii U. Look at it again. I'm sure you guys overlooked it because I didn't catch it the first time either, because when I watched it the second time, I just like had to stop it. I was like, look, Link's never looked like that before. I mean, don't get me wrong, everyone looks awesome, but I'm just not used to seeing the characters look this amazing. I know I'm making a big deal out of they're just graphics, but could you imagine playing? I mean, we all know Super Smash Brothers is fun, okay? But to be with HD graphics and everything looking that amazing with those beautiful backgrounds, I mean, can you imagine how you're going to have a blast with your friends online? Okay, and then they showed some new characters. I don't know if for two that I know for sure. They showed Mega Man, and I know a lot of people have been wanting him for a while, so I know a lot of people are real excited about Mega Man. And then they showed the villager from Animal Crossing, and I just cracked up laughing when I seen that. At first I was like, really? The villager from Animal Crossing? But the more I think about it, you know how awesome and funny that's going to be when you're playing with some person that's kind of no-life the game, and they like kind of mastered the villagers' moves, and they can just beat the crap out of you and like make a tree appear and hack it down with an axe, and like it's all looking weird and like, but you're getting your butt kicked all at the same time. And you're like, wait a minute, this guy's from Animal Crossing. Why is he now, kicking my butt here? But I don't know. I thought it was pretty interesting and a choice for a character. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more surprises with the characters. Those are the only two I think that they've shown in E3. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's pretty much it. I'm really excited, guys, about Nintendo's E3. They exceeded my expectations. I'm kind of interested to see the Mario Kart 8, how it's going to work with the whole on the wall thing, but I don't know, guys. Sorry I haven't made a gaming-related video in a while, but, there hasn't really been too much to talk about until now, until E3 has finally begun. So, please, I normally say just leave a comment below, but if you have the extra time and you want to talk about your opinions and your thoughts on E3 and what you saw this year, please feel free to leave a video response and I'll approve it, and that way we can all see what you guys thought about E3. I really like watching people's responses and their opinions on everything, so especially about what Xbox did. I mean, that was absurd. Go ahead and leave a comment below, video response. Let me know if you thought you liked Nintendo's E3. Whose did you like better? Nintendo? Did you like Sony? I mean, we all know no one liked Xbox, but if you did, let me know if you did. But it's pretty much all from me right now, guys. There'll be more to come shortly. Thanks again.